The Texas legislature will vote on thousands of bills every session. Often, those debates can get overlooked, even on critical legislation. That's why we've asked legislators to come to TPPF to talk about their bills to make sure you stay on top of the most important issues making their way through the Capitol. This is The Layout. I'm David Dunmoyer, campaign director for the Better Tech for Tomorrow initiative, and today I'm with the one, the only, Senator Bryan Hughes. Senator Hughes, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, today we're going to discuss Senate Bill 668, which is a bill that will provide transparency to consumers when they're interacting with artificial intelligence systems. Now, everyone's talking about artificial intelligence. It's exploding. It's everywhere. And there's a lot of great potential, of course. But with that, there are some things we need to be mindful of. So I'd love for you to break down what's the problem that you saw that produced this bill.
Everyone's talking about AI, and it's an exciting tool. It's going to improve our lives. It already has in a lot of ways. And so we don't want to do anything that's going to stifle technology, that's going to stifle innovation. We believe in freedom and free markets. And that's, by God's grace, has built America into this wonderful place we enjoy and has blessed the world and lifted people out of poverty. We don't want to mess with that. What we do want to have is transparency. Folks need to know what's behind the systems that they're using. And so that's the concern. One thing that many of us have learned about AI is that it is limited by what is fed into it and what it's based on, what model it uses. And so that's really what this bill is about, letting people know what's behind the AI that we're relying on.
Yeah. Well said and very succinctly put. Can you walk us through how mechanically this bill would accomplish that goal?
You bet. For major AI providers, $100 billion companies, or when those companies take a large stake in a smaller company, this would also be triggered. And so they're going to have to disclose what AI model they're using, the name of the model, and also the name of the people or organizations that inputted that. And also, if they've made changes to that AI model. As you know better than I do, there's AI models and people understand what that means, but we want to know if they've made changes to that. And so really it's about disclosure, because if we have an AI model that's being written and designed by the Chinese Communist Party, it's going to look different than one written and designed by folks at Texas Public Policy Foundation. Folks need to know that before they rely on this for, in some cases, pretty big decisions. So that's what the bill requires, is transparency. It also protects whistleblowers, folks inside these organizations that tell us what's going on, that allow us to peer into the keyhole and see what's happening. They're protected, and it's enforced by the Attorney General and also by private citizens. You know, the Deceptive Trade Practices Act, passed a generation ago in Texas, provided an army of attorneys general to protect the public, to protect consumers. And so this bill will put AI transparency right in that system. So anyone can bring suit against these folks for violating the law. That's what the bill does.
No, that's the importance of that, of course, is so key. We're seeing it's touching everyone's lives, no matter your industry. I mean, even in the realm of policy and in politics, you can't avoid it. And so AI touches everyone. This bill surely will have an effect positively on Texans. What do you hope that effect will look like for the everyday Texan?
Well, we're all going to be living in an AI world to some extent. Some folks love that. Some folks hate it. You know, you're a tech guy. I've got some tech friends, and they know some other tech people, and they say, my tech friends tell me that about half of their tech friends love AI and think it's wonderful. The other half are scared to death of it. But either way, it's here to stay. So let's make sure that it's working like it's supposed to work, and make sure that people know what's behind the AI that they're relying on. So I hope nobody's going to argue with that. That's fine if they do. We're not afraid of a debate, but this is an important bill.
Yeah, sunlight's the best disinfectant and so on and so forth. So you mentioned this at the onset. You're not stifling innovation. You're promoting and providing transparency. Still in the work that we both do in protecting consumers, we hear pushback sometimes that any guardrails, any responsible transparency could stifle innovation. And in AI, China is a big competitor, DeepSeek and all these advancements that are happening. So for folks who say that any light touch guardrails are going to quash innovation, what's your response to that?
We understand the concern. There has to be some certainty for folks to develop and to invest and to make these things work. But we understand the concern. We don't need the government getting in the way, telling entrepreneurs what to do, telling inventors and engineers and scientists to stifle their creative juices. But you said it so well, and sunlight is the best disinfectant. Anybody who doesn't want to tell you what's behind their AI model, we should be nervous about that.
No, I agreed fully. And you spend a lot of time talking to folks, obviously your home district, but then working on tech issues. You hear from different business interests. And has there been any response to this? Have folks reached out and provided their thoughts or feedback on this bill? Would love to know what folks in your network are saying.
So far, what we're hearing is the principle you described earlier. To the extent the government is going to regulate in this area, we've got to be careful that it's not stopping, not holding us back, not stifling innovation, but it is protecting the public. So far, so good. That's what we're trying to do.
Great. Well, sir, as always, thank you for your leadership. And Senator Hughes, thank you for joining us in the layout.
Thanks for having me.